Hi, ladies.
Hello.
I've tried for so long to be one of your sisters. It's just not working out that way.
That's not true.
So we're just
Our
friends.
youngest sister, you and her could totally
Yes.
be a crew.
You're of the same species.
So for people don't know, she's
Yes.
weird and old.
No,
Right?
like,
No,
cute and wear dark colors.
and can pull off red lipstick.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Amanda Kozlowski
Yes.
and
Hello.
Shannon Sloan.
Yes.
You are sisters, but you both own Ring True and Freebird, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
For people that don't know, Amanda, tell me about Ring True. Let's start there with that story because Freebird kind of came a little bit after in the storyline.
Yeah. So Ring True is our business. Shannon and I run together. We work with human trafficking survivors, and we teach ladies in safe homes who have been rescued out of trafficking how to make our jewelry, and then we hire them for our business.
And we love that.
Mhm.
However, I want you to give me a little bit of the origin story. And to me, it's important because it's all about taking inspired action. So can you give me a little bit about like where this even came from?
Yeah. So I started the business by myself in 2020 during the COVID lockdown. So I'm an extreme extrovert. So I'm just, for us to be locked in our houses like that was really difficult for me. And it was for everybody, right? But just looking at it, knowing for myself to not be able to go out and interact with people, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to survive this emotionally, right? So I'm a person of faith. So I was just praying one day about my situation, and I'm asking God, like, what am I supposed to do during this time? And I had this idea pop into my head for the business to make jewelry that had encouraging words attached to it that like women could gift to each other. And so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll try that. And then I did.
But I love that because you took inspired action. I think so many times people get the message, whether it's from God, the universe, source, whatever you refer to it as, it doesn't matter. It's inspiration. And a lot of people, I feel like, sit and think about it, right? We think, oh, I should do that thing. Or maybe I should do that thing. And nobody takes inspired action or messy action. You weren't a small business owner.
Right.
Right? You weren't doing
no
any of
idea
that.
how to do any of that. Yeah.
Do you feel like you just took the next best step?
Yeah. I feel like for so many different reasons, it was the best thing that I've ever done. It really helped me focus during that time, not on like sliding into depression or focusing on like the difficulty of the situation that the world was in. It gave my brain something to think about other than that. And I had to learn so many new skills and so many things that I have just never known how to do or have done before. And it really helped me just kind of like move out of that, you know? But for me, I would say I'm naturally like a risk taker type. So it wasn't necessarily like the, oh my gosh, should I or shouldn't I? I'm always just like, I'm going to try a thing. But for this in particular, it did put me in a very vulnerable spot because I felt that I did not have any training in any area. Like I didn't go to school to run a business. I didn't know how to make jewelry. I had never made jewelry before. Graphic design was not a thing. Social media, I didn't know how to do.
You would have to put money into it.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
would have
kind of
to
risky.
invest in like
You
buying
didn't
the
know.
supplies. But when you come to a position where it's like you're in a path where it's like you could say yes or no, and whatever direction you take can change your life. You know, like those are pivotal moments, I think, for people. And this was one of those for me.
Well, and that's what's so fascinating is even if you said no, that's still a choice. And I think people have to really understand, like, whether it's yes or no, you're still making a choice.
Right.
So you can say yes and see where it goes, or you can say no and stay on that, like,
Right.
wait for the next inspired action.
Right. For sure.
And so then you call Shannon, your sister,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Everybody has their crew, right? Everybody's got their like people, their trusted sources where it's like, I have this thing, like I'm going to bounce it off you. What do you think of this? Right. So I have a few people that are like that. And definitely Shannon is one of those people for me. And I just said, hey, I have this idea. What do you think of it?
Your sister calls you and
Yes.
is like, I have this idea. Because you tell it like it is. You absolutely do. I feel like you're that person.
Yeah.
So she calls you and you're like, what?
She called me to tell me about the idea, and I am the president of her fan club, so I believe in anything she says she can do. So I'm like, well, A, if you feel like God told you to do it, then you best be doing it, right? And then B, duh, like I got your back. So I was super excited for her to do something. I knew she could do it. I knew it.
But it also started with a gift from you, a seed fund, really.
Yeah. So I knew she had to like buy some supplies and stuff, like beads and string and all that. So I told her, I don't even remember how I said it. Like, I want to give you $100 towards it, which to me at that time was like, and still right now, that was like a lot, for me.
Yeah.
So,
and I knew that too, and whenever there's something that you're thinking about stepping into, there are always things that you're going to have to invest into it. And it's like, what is the true cost of this action, right? What will this really cost me? So when I'm bouncing my thing off her, I'm just like, these are all of my list. This is my list of things of like what I'm nervous about. Like, should I invest money in this? Because like neither of us are rich, right. So it's just like, that is scary to like put yourself out there, and what if it fails,
Especially during COVID when it's like, am I gonna ever have
things
a job
are so
again?
Uncertain.
Toilet paper's $100,
right? Or just non-existent. We should have started a toilet paper making business instead.
Did you start to feel a little bit more pressure though, because she wasn't just emotionally invested; she is now financially invested?
Well, I wasn't like invested. Like I expect her to give me anything back.
I understand that, but like still, there's that, and there's energy behind that.
There is. I feel like normal people probably would feel a little bit of pressure, but our relationship has never been like that. So I think that it was freedom to fail, right? Where it's just like that, and those are your safe people, where it's like they're going to be with you whether you succeed or not, and there is no like judgment or praise on either side. It's just like, I'm just with you in it,
Right.
And that's kind of how it felt.
I love that.
That's
so special.
It
like,
is.
I hope you, like, I'm sure you both do know how special that you have this relationship and you live near each other and you can see each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
really are
I don't have that.
We are
It makes me really like envious. My sisters don't live near me. I just don't have that. So I think it's just so special. So what started out as a jewelry company with inspiring messages on it turned into employing survivors of human trafficking.
I don't like to do things just to do them. So I wanted it to have a purpose. I wanted it to have meaning. So I decided, and this was part of the conversation with her, was I wanted to put profits from the business toward causes that I cared about, or like supporting things that were good in the world that I wanted to see more of. So there were a few different like women's organizations that were helping women. One of them was working with immigrants, helping them get education and helping them learn life skills, like ladies who didn't have access to a lot of things. Like I had a friend who had a nonprofit where she would just pick ladies up and take them to college and literally just drive them if they didn't have a license, and just really cool, like supporting women stuff. And another was the Safe House that we currently are partnered with right now, just donating back into anti-human trafficking work, helping women get back on their feet, that kind of thing. I wanted whatever I was doing, if, the messages on the cards are women supporting each other, encouraging words, I wanted the product and the sales of that to also be supporting women as well.
And so how did that happen? Where did it come from?
When it got too busy for her, because like after COVID kind of like winded down and her kids went back to normal like school in person, she didn't have as much time to just be sitting at home doing that all day. So she was getting really like weighed down, and almost to the point where she would have to possibly like let it go. And so she called me and was like struggling with that, and I was like, no. Like, you honey, no, you are not letting it go. It was such a good idea, and it's helping, people. And like, what if we can find someone that can like help make the jewelry? And at that point, she also asked me if I wanted to like be part of the business with her, and I was like, duh.
She's like,
I was waiting for you to ask,
and I'm like, oh, fine, then you better help me. I'm quitting,
and I'm like, I'm in. No thought, just I'm in. So yeah, and then so we just know through like stuff like she was saying, and through the church that we worked at, like groups that were going and traveling and helping survivors of human trafficking. And so we were just like, wow, maybe what if we could hire and like train ladies and empower them to be able to do this? It would be like a new skill they're learning. It would be like, that's who we can hire to make our stuff, instead of just any rando. Like, let's be intentional about who we hire. So
right. Because at the beginning of the business, I wasn't in a place where I could have offered anything more than funding, like finances from the profits. Like I had to learn how to make the jewelry myself. I had to learn what our packaging was going to be. We had to get a website. Like the business needed to be built and stable before we were able to offer anybody a job through it. Like, so once it became a certain amount of successful, we were able to transform it into something where it was like, now we're not just offering profits, which is a good place to start. It's a good thing to do. Is giving back is always a good thing to do. But we were able to level up what it looked like to give back in a way where it was like, we're not just donating anymore. We're able to offer jobs now through this business. And we, since it's our business, got to decide what that looked like and who these jobs were going to be available to. Like, are we outsourcing to China and having people there make our jewelry for as cheap as possible and then upselling it here for a major profit? We could have done that. We could have done that. Or I could have just hired a bunch of teenagers and trained them. It's not hard to make jewelry. You know, if you will sit through and learn how to do it, like, you can learn how to, anyone can learn how to do it. So it was like,
except
don't
for
look
me.
at me like that.
Except for me. She tried to teach me, everyone. Spoiler alert, I cannot. So.
Tell them why.
Because I have the hands of Shrek. The hands of Shrek for the people in the back.
But they're pretty hands.
Thank you.
I think they're pretty hands.
They are.
Show your hands.
Yes. So beautiful. So I did try to teach Shannon how to make the jewelry, and it was a very frustrating day. I'm
going to flip this table.
Just never could get it. So anyway, almost anyone can make it, but we got to decide who we offered that opportunity to, and we wanted specifically to make an impact in one area, and that was with women who are rescued from human trafficking or those at risk. So that's
and how empowering is that to yourselves to be able to make that decision and then also stick to it? Because you could have many times it's still not easy, right? You had to go there with all your supplies, show them. It's like a fun girl hangout session. I know that you guys try to make it like that. It's not like they're in a factory making jewelry.
Yeah. Right, no,
that's true.
Explain that process, Shannon. When you guys go over there, are they so happy to see you guys? Like, what happens when you go to the safe houses?
We just were laughing because when you said that, it's like literally so we go once a week to the safe house that we're partnered with, which is in Pontiac. And every single time we go, God bless them. But there is something that they did wrong, and we love them.
Always happening.
We have to have them redo it. So it's definitely not easy. It's definitely costing us money to do it, but because we're so passionate about it, we roll with it and we just expect it, and we never are mean about it. They do not know. We laugh to each other because we have to, because that's how we get through this. But yeah. And so we go there and we literally sit at their kitchen table. They live in a residential program. It's like a 2-year program. It's called Hope Against Trafficking. And they are able to live there once they are rescued from human trafficking, and they are clean. If they're not like sober, they will help them get sober first and then they move in. And so when we go there, we're literally in their kitchen table with them. And then we just sit with them, and Amanda trains them because, like we said, no. For me, I show them other stuff like how to keep time.
We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it without each other.
Yeah,
because
I'm one half, she's the other.
Yeah, for sure.
She's like the jewelry trainer. I'm like the nerd. Like, now this is how you keep track of what you made and how I can pay you. Yeah, like I'm the one that writes their checks and like makes sure they know how to keep track.
And I'm like, that's a Shannon question. Like,
yeah,
they'll hand me with their
seriously,
spreadsheet, and I immediately turn them in a different direction.
Right, same about the beads. I'm like, I don't know that.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys have you ladies have elevated the program, and you are actually teaching them how to be business owners and run a business. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're really excited about it. I mean, I feel like we ourselves are still learning how to run a business. It's like every day you learn
messy action.
You learn something new, but it's just like doing this, right? Like, this is what I have in my hand, and I want to give it to you. And whether or not it's perfect, I am just doing the best that I can, right? So we love the ladies that we're working with, and there are a few of them in the program who have just extra amount of time and skill level, and like they're ready for something. And it's hard to stay in the safe home. Like, the process of becoming well and healing like deep trauma is hard work, and it's a commitment, and it's very difficult to do. So we want to provide something for them that's not like an incentive, but just something they can be excited about, where it's like, if you will stick with it, like, stick with it. We know that it's hard. But also we're proud of you and we want to like give you everything that we have. So come to our office. Like we'll teach you how to place an order for supplies. Like we'll teach you how we keep track of things and how we interact with boutiques when they're placing a wholesale order, and like how we get new business and all of that kind of stuff. Like there are so many different things aside from making the jewelry that we can show them and offer to them. So that when they leave the safe home, not only can they put it on their resume, but they also have like a whole set of new skills where they can get a job somewhere else and feel proud of like getting well and healed, but also learning some things that they didn't know before they came to the program.
And they can give us ideas about stuff too. Like they're excited because they came up with something. Like we have listened to ideas that they've had before, and it was awesome. And then they feel so proud, and we're proud of them. So that's like amazing.
Yeah.
Do you want to show some of the jewelry? I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
I have it. I am part of, is it called the Survivor Support Club?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so every month I get another beautiful piece of jewelry. A lot of times it's the fidget rings, but then sometimes we'll throw in a bracelet, right? Can you talk about that? I love it. I love the idea. I truly believe in buying multiple of these memberships because you can save some of these, right? And then use them as gifts when you need them. And I love that idea too. So you get one for yourself and then you get one as gifts, and you just sort of put them aside. And when it's gift time, you've got stuff on you've got stuff ready to go. Where did the idea of that come from?
It was when we traveled to Nepal together and we were in Kathmandu, and I was totally jet lagged. So I was just like laying in this hotel bed, like hoping to God that I would fall asleep.
We flew there to train survivors how to make our jewelry. So that's that part.
Yeah. So there's an amazing program there called Our Daughters International, and they rescue young women out of human trafficking. They actually have survivors that help rescue other girls who are about to be trafficked, who are unaware.
That's amazing.
Yes. They they stand at the border and just like watch for people who are trying to take young girls out of the country. They'll promise them jobs, like there's a nannying position or there's a upscale hotel that needs you over here and you can support your whole family if you'll just come with me. And, they'll find girls who live in like mountain villages who are unaware that there are people out there who are doing this kind of thing. And so these girls who that was their own story then will turn around and go and help rescue other young women. So that's an amazing program. And we partnered with them from the very beginning. So we traveled to Kathmandu to train survivors from that program. We also work with people in Michigan. There's a Hope Against Trafficking is in Pontiac, Michigan. And I would say 90% of what we make is
from Michigan.
Made with survivors here from the States. But anyway, so we were in Kathmandu and I couldn't sleep, and I was thinking about like how to level up the business, because when you're a small business owner, it's like, what's our next thing? Like, what else can we do?
Well, and you don't have a brick and mortar.
Right.
It's an online business.
Exactly.
And it's wherever you bring the product to locations, festivals, fairs, boutiques.
Right.
So beyond that, how do you get a bigger?
Exactly. So it was just another one of those like light bulb moments that I'll say, God, it's just an idea that pops into my head where it's like, where did that come from? Clearly not my own brain, obviously. So
no, you're a smart girl. Give yourself more credit.
So I had this idea of doing like a subscription program with it because it would provide consistent work for the survivors, because that's something that we're always worried about. We do not want to overpromise and underdeliver the opportunities that we're able to offer the survivors that we're working with. But if we don't sell the jewelry, then like we have to look at them and say, hey, we can't have you make any more right now because our stock is full and we need to sell some before we can.
Because it is a business.
It's a business, right? So so that weighs heavily on us because we feel that our responsibility is to the ladies that we're working with. And so the Survivor Support Club provides consistent work. And there's so many people that want to be a part of the fight against human trafficking. Everybody, right? But it's so heavy. It's such a heavy topic. And you feel like, how can I, as a single individual, make a difference in this huge global issue, right? Well, this is how we're doing it. We're just two ladies. We know how to make jewelry. I know how to make jewelry. And this is what we can offer, right? This is how we can fight back. So we wanted to be able to offer to other people the opportunity to fight against human trafficking, not by just like throwing money at the problem, which is what I did at the beginning. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you can take it a step further and actually empower survivors, it changes the game for them. And it changes the game for us, like how we view the people around us, like looking at them saying like, you have something to offer the world and like, we believe in you. It's different. It's a different feel for us. So yeah, so the Survivor Support Club offers that opportunity to everybody of like, get on board, help these ladies, don't just donate, but provide a job for them. And then you have all this beautiful jewelry every month.
It's literally only $20 a month plus shipping. And you get like a new piece of usually exclusive, like, because we have our like
I almost
basics on
wore
the website.
everything.
Right, I know, I love you.
I was like, but I didn't want to be able to like hear it on the mic.
Yeah.
But like these fidget rings I love. So this is the infusion one. It's made of wood, right?
Raw
So
rosewood.
you can put some like essential oils on it. So I did that.
That one
and
is
it does
so boho.
smell.
I love it.
I love it so much.
I love it.
And I'm a picker. So for me, I love the fidget ring because it just gives me the thing to do. I was trying not to do it because I didn't want the mic to pick it up. But like literally, I'll sit there, especially if I'm doing like virtual interviews, you can't see my hands. And so I'll literally just sit here the whole time. And it just, instead of like picking my cuticles, I love it.
Right.
So
I'm
it's
like
helps
with
that.
it right now. I'm like a road rager. So she's worse than I am. So it's like, I'm like, you'll catch me in my car and I'm like fidgeting my rings, like trying not to get mad.
Oh my God.
So it does help me.
And they come in a set too. Like the fidget rings are cool because it's like a crystal ring and then like a semi-precious gemstone.
Yeah.
So it's two different textures as well. So when you're fidgeting, it's like one is like the faceted and one is the smooth. So that's cool. Yeah.
So then talk to me now about Freebird, because you've got the business side, which is Ring True. Why did we want to add more to our plates? Why were we like, we can do more?
What else
can we help?
No.
Tell me where Freebird came from.
Okay, so we like doing what we're doing. We had a lot of people come up and maybe they're not necessarily jewelry wearing people, but they wanted to like donate towards our work because they believe in what we're doing. And we were like, well, that is so nice, but like we're a business. So, I mean, we can't give you like a tax write-off. So after we had like tons of people doing this, we were like, maybe we're supposed to have also a nonprofit. So that way people who do want to help, but don't necessarily need to buy jewelry for any reason can still help. And so we thought about it and we decided to do like, so it's like a branch of our business, the nonprofit branch called Freebird Initiative. And so basically it's just like Ring True provides jobs for the ladies. Freebird comes alongside of them for like other needs that they might have, and then also doing education about the fight against human trafficking.
Yeah, awareness.
So, awareness, like we're partnered with the Ghost Task Force, and so like they do trainings, and we can talk about that too. But like just trying to educate everyone, parents, teenagers, literally everyone, like what to look for. This is how human trafficking happens, mostly online, like how to protect your kids, like all of that.
Yeah, my son is 13 years old, and we did a training event with the Ghost Task Force. And after the thing was done, he's like, okay, now I see why you won't let me have a cell phone. Because it's been a fight, right, for a long time. And it's a fight we're probably about to lose because he's 13. We're probably going to get him a phone soon. But up until this point, we haven't, because it is with the work that we do, I'm just like,
we know.
Terrified.
But you've also educated him at a certain point. You have to trust his judgment. But I totally get it.
And
it's
I
scary.
do. He's an angel. I do completely trust his. I trust his judgment more than I trust mine. Like he's a great kid, but there's always that worry.
Explain that though, because I do think there's still part of our population that thinks like it's happening somewhere else, that they literally don't know it's possibly your neighbor.
Yeah.
That is trafficking.
And I'm not even mad at those people, because I was one of those people.
Well, you don't know what you don't know.
When we started this business, like we went to Nepal because I'm like, we have to go help the people who are being trafficked. So we went to
just
Nepal.
kidding. There's people in Troy, Michigan we work with being trafficked.
Right. So like, and I will never regret making and building that bridge, because that is an amazing thing that's happening. But so it's happening there. But what we learned is that it's happening here. The United States is the #1 consumer of human trafficking, because the United States has money, and people who are spending money on buying other people, which is so disgusting.
It's crazy. Like you said, I just got like literally my spine was like, oh my God, this is like, it's real. Like we're buying human beings. Yeah. It's insane.
It is. It's horrifying. So yeah, but I'm not judging people who don't know that information yet.
Right.
It's like, I just feel a burden and a responsibility now that I do know. How can I not be telling people about that?
1,000%. You do know. How do you go back?
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't go back.
You can't go back.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the Ghost Task Force. So I know you guys are huge fans of Sheriff Swanson.
Yes.
He is the leader of the Ghost Task Force. He created this task force because he saw a huge problem and really wanted to get more people involved. Because that's really like how it started. Some people are being trafficked by family members, right? So it's like
a lot of people are.
If you are the victim and you're aware of what's happening to you too, like it's hard to turn to people because you don't know who to say. Like, I think this is happening in my own life.
Right.
And so he created Ghost Task Force. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I know you were the one that reached out to him.
Yeah. So he is the sheriff in Genesee County. He's actually running for governor right now, which is super exciting. It started off it stood for Genesee Human Oppression Strike Team, but he changed it to Global Human Oppression Strike
Brilliant.
Team. Yes. And so
because their reach has gone far.
Yeah. They have
Genesee
other
County
law
now.
enforcement agencies, I believe, in over I think 13 different states possibly, where they have Sheriff Swanson and his team come train their officers how they do this, so that they're like kind of copying the model that they did because it's working so well. They have like a 100% success rate when because like it's one thing to like catch these predators, but to get them actually prosecuted, like following the law the right way so they don't like slip through the loopholes or whatever. Right. So they like make sure they do everything by the book and get them. So they're awesome. And they rescue, they do sting operations against like child predators. They partner with Chris Hansen sometimes, you know, from To Catch a Predator back in the day. And now his show is called Takedown with Chris Hansen. I'm a nerd. I love true crime. So I'm like all up in this. But yeah, it's just like they are actual superheroes, like real life, not Spider-Man. This is like someone really saving somebody from something horrible.
Well, and I can't imagine, because we've talked to him before about what they see when they're rescuing people and the trauma of that and what they go through. So like literally kudos to them.
Yes.
For number one, putting their lives on the line to do this. Like, I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
But number two, they have to relive that in their heads when they go home. Do you know what I mean? The stuff that they see is absolutely insane. And I know that you went on a sting operation.
We both did.
Oh, you were there too?
We've been on two.
Oh my God,
I was on both. She got to go on the most recent one.
So when you're in the middle of this, these are the ones that are the virtual ones, right? Where they're online, essentially.
And then they show up in person.
Which, walk me through it a little bit, Shannon, because I feel like in that moment, I would just die. Because it's just like, oh my God, it's so like the energy of that, like, oh my God, this is really happening. And if we weren't here, it would be like, it's insane.
Yes.
So walk me through that. So basically, sting operation, you don't have to say the things that you can't say.
Right.
But what you can say, let me know sort of how it goes down.
Okay.
Without giving away too much information so that predators are aware of what's happening.
Right.
Well, they do like on an undisclosed day, time, whatever. They set up like a sting operation. And so they have like chatters that go online, and they're officers, and they are basically like posing as somebody trafficking a child. So it'll be like like an uncle trying to like say his like niece or like something like that, you know. So it's clear that it is like not okay. It is a 15-year-old or whatever.
Right.
So like the predators know that what they're doing is wrong, right? And so they chat with tons and tons of people. Sometimes people are like, ew, no, thank God. Sometimes people are like, you're the cops, no. And then like, whatever. But then sometimes people are like, cool. And they actually show up. And then as soon as they walk in the door, well, the first time I went, it was with Chris Hansen and the ghost team. So that was very interesting because they would walk in the door and then he would pop out and be like, so you're a disgusting predator meeting with a 15-year-old child. Tell me more. And they're like, they can't. And then the other one we went on, he wasn't there because it was for the documentary that they're filming. And it was just like immediately getting arrested. And that's the one. It's horrible all around. Like your adrenaline is through the roof. You can't believe this is happening. You're like, ew, yeah, let's get a sicko off the street. But at the same time, you're like, why is this person a sicko? Their whole life is ruined now. Like, why did you make this choice? Like, it's just everything about it is just terrible.
Well, and trauma begets trauma begets trauma,
Yes.
right? You don't know if they were molested. You don't know
You don't
if they were
know.
raped. You have
Right.
no idea
You don't
like
know.
why they're doing this. But that's not, it's still wrong.
Yes, it is
right?
still
Like
wrong.
it's still wrong. Partnering with Sheriff Swanson, it's been an amazing partnership. It's been a great collaboration. We've got the ghost bracelets, which we love. Yay! This is the ghost bracelet. He's a huge fan of yours. I was there the day that you met him for the first time. Like, it was so cool to like watch all this happen.
Yeah.
Like he literally went live with you guys.
He did. He's the busiest human ever, and he showed up to
literally,
support
like
what we were
I've
doing.
never seen someone schedule so back to back before in my entire life.
Yes.
But he not just showed up with you guys, continues to like show up and support, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna throw to a video really quickly of Sheriff Swanson that he made for you guys for an event. And so it's not for this podcast. I want to be clear, but I want you guys to see his energy behind and his love for these ladies and what they're doing.
Hey everybody, Sheriff Swanson here. When I heard about Ring True, I had to see it for myself. And what they've done with their ghost bracelets and giving survivors a purpose and a place to be restored. I am so thankful that Ring True and Shannon and Amanda hold survivors up and give them that new path. And that's why I'm with Shannon and Amanda and Ring True. And I thank you. As the founder of Ghost and the sheriff of this county, we've got lives to save.
So how does that make you guys feel when you hear like him just talking about you and partnering with you and collaborating?
We are so thankful for him.
Yeah.
Like, it's just amazing to know that he is not above, like, he is like so busy and he does so much, but he still is there for like
makes time. Right.
It's just encouraging. I mean, you can't help but be pumped up by Sheriff Swanson because he does have such high energy, and like so you're just like, yeah. Like, you all feel like we're all on the same team now, you know?
And it is real. He is that. Like, whatever anybody sees, that is him.
No, truly. Like, when I met him with you guys, because I was helping you guys with content, which, by the way, you're doing amazing. I love everything you're doing on social. It's incredible. If you guys aren't friends with them, it's at Ring True Co. Right?
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Ring True and then _co because
that's right. So at Ring True _co.
Yes.
But you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
It shows people that like just be consistent. Keep doing the thing.
You can learn new things.
You can
even
learn
if
new
you're
things.
an old nerd like me.
like we have a YouTube channel now.
We have a YouTube
Oh my
channel.
God, you do. All right, let's talk about that really quickly.
Yes.
You guys have a podcast. Who told you to start a YouTube channel?
Producer
Thank
Rachel.
I was like, we need to maximize this search engine optimization, your SEO.
Yeah.
I gave them the whole rundown. And I am so proud of you because you didn't let it go over your head. You were just like, okay, what is the most bare basics that we can do this?
Right.
And you're doing it.
Yeah, what do you keep saying? Messy
action. You took messy action.
Totally
I
messy
feel
action.
Like everything we are is
messy.
We're like hot messy action.
Yeah.
Well, you are both hot.
Hot
but
mess.
like hot mess.
No,
action. I
meant hot
I know
mess.
what you meant. All right, tell me about the podcast. What's the name of the podcast?
Ring True Sisterly Business.
I get it wrong every time.
Yeah, I don't let her say it anymore.
Well, because I thought it was like sisters doing sisterly business. I was like, I don't know what the title is anymore.
Speaking of messy, we started it without having a name.
We didn't have a title.
We were just like,
one of our episodes was, what should we call this?
Yeah, like, should we say, what was the one you said something about, like, no to trafficking or something like crazy?
But I think it's so funny because, yes, it's a heavy topic, but the two of you exude joy. Like, and just you two together, I literally kept saying, like, you just have to record this.
And that's
like
what it
you
is.
Just being yourselves, just do that.
That's all it is, in fact.
We're
like
an acquired
complete
taste.
dodo birds just talking about nonsense. But then we were like, well, we should probably talk about our jewelry. So, yeah.
But it's funny. It's engaging. You took your long form, you made it into short form, and then that's part of your process on social media too.
Yeah, you're so smart. She's saying things like that, and I'm like,
that's what we're doing. Yeah, we did that.
It's your content funnel. You start with a long form, then you create multiple short form videos, which Shannon's doing.
Yes, you're
right there.
What you should be doing, and I don't know if you do this or not, is putting it in your newsletter. Hey everyone, thank you so much for supporting us. Here's a link to the Survivor Support Club.
We have a newsletter.
And by the way, you better use that CRM list. That list of emails, girls.
Yeah.
That is direct marketing.
No,
that will.
of course we will.
Oh my God, we have to have a conversation after this. You're killing me. I love you so much.
We need a life whisperer, and sometimes it's producer
you.
Rachel.
It's gonna be me. It's not gonna be whispering. I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, you would never.
True. No.
We're gonna have a real conversation after this, and I love you so much. Oh my God. But talk about working with me and everything you've learned, because I could throw an ad in here, but I'm gonna let you guys be a testimonial for me instead of throwing an ad in.
Okay, I
Ready?
have things to say.
Yeah.
So you talked about Sheriff Swanson and how great it is to have his support. And it's the same thing with you, where it's when you take messy action and you step into something, the crew that you surround yourself with is everything. And we met you at an event and it was just like magic. We knew
I literally felt like I knew you from my whole life.
Yes. Like
Mhm.
it was
so
so just the vibes and the energy was so supportive. So like I want to help you guys. And it was just like, you say things in a way that's like funny and relatable and like we understand what you're saying and like we learn but we laugh and like that's how we like to do things. So it's like we met you and we just knew that you were a missing piece to what we needed to help our business go to the next level.
Amplification.
Yeah.
It's really just you have to find the amplifiers in your life that believe in the mission, believe in the message.
Yeah.
And sharing something takes 10 seconds.
Right.
It makes me insane that we all create these beautiful things and our friends and our family are the ones that are like, oh, don't share anything. But strangers will share it.
Right.
It makes me insane. Do you know what I mean? It's just like strangers support you more than like friends and family sometimes. And if all you have to do is share it.
Right.
Hey guys, watch. Here's a link. It takes 2 seconds. And so I hope more people can really start to amplify each other's messages. 2025 is really all about collaboration. Collaboration over competition. We can literally do this together. None of us have money to put ad dollar spends. Like,
and sometimes you need to
Meta.
borrow somebody else's belief in yourself. Because being a small business owner or like doing your own, whatever it is that you're stepping into, there are days where you just look at yourself and you feel like an imposter, where it's like, who am I to be doing these things? I don't know anything, or I failed at this and now I feel like crap. And sometimes you just have to borrow somebody else's belief in yourself to keep going. And I feel like that's the kind of encouragement and energy that you bring to the table with us, where it's just like, we love you. And there's been so many times where you've just believed in us and have been so encouraging to us.
Or how about literally showed up at both of our houses like 15 minutes apart to set up cameras for
I was
free.
like, you have to go live.
Just because you love us.
Because you're an angel and you believe in what we're doing and you want to see us take advantage of like all the different areas that we can use to grow the mission.
For free. There's so many different platforms that have ways that you can grow for free. I literally went to Good Morning America when I went to New York City.
Gave them our
with
products.
literally a bag. And I was like, you need to get me a producer right now. I was like, not the security guard with the hat on. I was like, bro, love you. You're literally the security guard or probably someone's driver. Get me a producer.
I love you.
I was like, I'm not an idiot. I've done this before. It made me insane. So I was like, that's literally
those are the kinds of people that you need in your corner. Like when you start your thing, there's going to be people that will do that and there's going to be people that won't do that. And it's like, hang out with those people, support those people, love those people because they're giving that same energy to you. And like that, we love you. Like you just have had our back.
Do you hear my voice in your head when you're editing and shooting?
Yeah. Totally. Like totally.
She better remember everything.
Well, and there's like things that just many things you taught us. Like the first time when we were on the news and you were like, yeah, maybe don't wear white next time. Maybe don't wear a body. What is it?
No bodysuit.
Bodysuit next time.
Every shirt I have is
they have to clip the mic to something.
Like,
you gotta wear a jacket.
Yeah. So you taught us like you've just
talking sound bites
continuously. Yes. We're always learning from what you've told us. So
I love that. All right. So what's coming up? You mentioned something in September. That's a huge event that's coming up that actually Sheriff Swanson is
the
going to be
speaker.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit really quickly?
Yeah, we did so last year we did in September and it's going to be again this year in September 17th. It's a Wednesday night, I believe. A ghost training / like event through Freebird Initiative. So it's like the ghost team will come and do a live training for parents and like, what would you say, middle school up kids, everyone should come to it and learn.
I'll include the link in the description. So send me all of that. If people want to become a part of Survivor Support Club, I will put the link for that. If they want to just donate to Freebird, we'll add the links to that.
Okay.
Is there anything else coming up that you guys want to talk about? Besides how we make me your, is it fourth sister, fifth sister, which sister? What are we on?
There's 4 of us now, so you would be number 5.
Okay.
Yes, the fifth sister.
I just did math in my head.
Very good.
Listen,
I can count.
you post stuff on your social pages though when you're going places. So if people
We
just
do.
follow you,
Yeah.
they'll know what's going on.
Yeah, we do a lot of events, a lot of markets. We do most of them in the fall and like around the holidays. Yeah, and we're gonna be in 2 documentaries this year, which is crazy. We don't know when they're coming out yet though, but they're both about human trafficking. One is more based in Michigan. It's called Not My Mitten.
Not my mitten.
Not my mitten.
Gotta say it like that.
Yeah, it's sassy. And then the other one is It's Happening Right Here. And so that's one with the Ghost team. It's featuring Sheriff Swanson and the Ghost team. So that'll be really cool.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Really quickly, because I do want people who are possibly watching this. How do you know you're being trafficked? How do you know you're being groomed? Is there something like quick that you can say so that people can be more self-aware and be empowered?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different things to it and everybody's story is different. So my understanding is that traffickers will go after vulnerable people. So like people who are young, people who are lonely, like scammers, just like they target people who will interact. A lot of online stuff where it's like through gaming platforms or social media where they'll pose to be somebody else saying, you know.
People are straight up lying.
Yeah.
Like they're not.
They'll act
not
like
who you
another
think it is.
15-year-old and be like, oh, we're playing the same video game. And then it turns into like, send me the picture of yourself. Oh, now I have this picture. If you don't send more, I'm going to kill your parents.
Exactly.
Crazy stuff.
I've talked to my son about that. I've always said, like, number 1, don't be dumb and do that and fall for that. But number 2, if you do, like,
tell
me.
You have to tell someone.
Tell me.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Your father will handle it. No.
Right.
We'll call the right people.
Yeah.
We know somebody in Genesee County to call. Like, just tell me. Don't be scared.
We did this event last year, the ghost training, and at that same event, there were several teenagers, like middle school to high school age, who at the end, the ghost task force offered, if you are in a situation online that you're feeling nervous about or like worried over that you haven't told anybody about, come and tell somebody on our team and we'll help you figure out if this is a dangerous situation. I think there was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, there was like 6 or 7 out of a group of 80 kids just in Clarkston, Michigan. Like this small group of kids, 6 of them.
This is my situation. And the team was like, yeah, that is, you need to be careful and we'll help you get out of it. And you learn all this
in the ghost training. So I'll put the ghost training link in there too. So people can be empowered.
It's free training.
It's easy to do. So I'll put that link in there as well because you don't have to go to this live event to do the ghost training.
Right.
You can do it literally right now after you watch this video.
Yes.
And we have the ghost, like a QR code on this ghost bracelet. Like when you get the box bracelet, the QR code that you can scan will take you directly to that as well. But you don't have to buy the bracelet to go to the training either. It's just like an extra thing that you can
survivor.
Yeah,
so
made by a survivor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
If people want to go to your website to buy something, do you want to do a special code for today? Like they watch this?
Yeah, Survivor Support Club.
Yeah, if somebody signs up for the Survivor Support Club and they say, hey, look, I want to do $20 a month to make sure that a survivor has continuous employment and also receive a piece of beautiful jewelry every month. If they put producer Rachel in the order notes, it's not a coupon code. There's like a box that says notes. You can type whatever you want into it. If they put producer Rachel in there, we're going to send a free gift with their first.
Oh, I love that.
With their first shipment. So.
If they can't figure it out, because sometimes there's a promo code, like just email us after you sign up. Just email us hello@ringtrueco.com and say I just signed up. Producer Rachel.
Yeah.
I love you both so much.
Thank
you so much for doing this.
Yay.
This is my first one in this studio.
Oh my God.
It's so beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I am so excited about it. I love it.
Thank you so much. I love you both.
We love you
too.